This is Dr. Blair Reich coming back with the same story. It's just another twist here. Hillary Clinton body double, Saga day 10, lazy-eyed, double number 2, suspected at Orlando digitally manipulated rally on 9/21. So I've included two different, I'm back here on Steemit. It's steemit.com/@aggroed is my homepage. Here you can see I've found two videos of her at this rally. They have slightly different times. I'm not keeping track of a lot of times on this one. It's the middle of the night and I'm tired. Everything just gets weirder. So my last post that I did was all about the fact that when she was on Jimmy Fallon, like, the woman that was there was the person that I think of as a real Hillary Clinton, at least whoever Hillary Clinton is as of August 2016. Because I see two doubles now, I'm beginning to grow suspicious that there might be earlier doubles. So I'm not ruling that out. So I'm just thinking of her as August 2016 Hillary. And, you know, what I saw was that she was heavier set. She had these deep neck creases. She had blue eyes. She had her epic cackle, which was there to greet everybody. And I just can't, I don't see those same things with this other person. And I would say that Hillary Clinton has some of the most inspected eyes at anybody on this planet, especially when she got her freaky deaky lens over here after her 2012 fall or helicopter accident or whatever that was. People pay an enormous amount of attention to her eyes. So I'm a little surprised. It's not unheard of, but I'm a little surprised that nobody caught the fact that her eyes don't focus the right way until this last week. So to me, that's another tell, like a poker tell that something else is different. There's a story that Truth Kings put out that the lazy eye might be a vaccine injury. So that was pretty fascinating to me. You can read that there. I'm not advocating it, but that's one thing that fell across my newsfeed. Anyways, my point is that this thing is new. It's new as of 9/11, and the choices are, to me, she either got progressively work with whatever neurodegenerative thing she has going on, or it's like the tell of this double 2, and it's something to look for. And again, just in this nice close-up photo, you can see some of the moles or the pieces, the darker pieces of skin on her lips over there. And normally she has 3, so maybe one is actually a little bit lower. Anyways, there's a gallery of photos that was come out from heavy.com, but I couldn't link to them individually. But all of those individual images look terrible. I mean, everything that I'm going to show you tonight is completely grainy. You can't see it. It looks like crap, and it's not my fault. That's what's on my screen. I can't make it any better. So, you know, I'm talking about rotoscoping. So rotoscoping is like you do a couple shots in a row, and you compile them together so that, you know, you film 2 separate events, same person, and now what you can do is kind of film them together, do the little cloning machine. I didn't actually pick this because there's a cloning machine, but I do think it's funny now that I'm looking at it. And outside of this comes like a different dude, and here's another dude, and he's cloned him. So, look, the point here, I'm sorry that that's a little too ironic for some people in the audience, but the point here is that if you film it twice, you can make new things appear. And so in previous examples, it looks a lot like there's rotoscoping, especially in the cameras, that like these cameras get inserted either before the fact or after the fact, but they're not part of that original track. So it's like the audience is there, they're applauding at nothing. And they're making crowd noises or whatever, but there's nobody there in the room. And then the whole thing gets rotoscoped. Okay. And, you know, there's weird examples of things that are like this already where, this is from ABC. Where did she go? And the weirdest part about this is not just that she disappeared. Okay. Lots of weird glitches. I can believe that in some satellite feed you get a glitch. The weirdest part of this is that you can see right through her. And it's not like the background is all effed up like this. It's solid red. Like the whole thing is nearly perfect. So, like, what happened there? There's a little bit of distortion down here, but how does the camera know exactly what's behind her, right? If this was on any weird color, the whole thing was just totally screwy, I could live with that a little bit more, that it's just some glitch. But this, to me, looks like there's 2 different layers. It had a problem processing the top layer, which I'll call layer 1, and the background layer, which I'll call layer 2, did basically just fine. Maybe a little bit skittish at the bottom, but that's it. So there's like some kind of compression error or a 1080i versus 1080p error, something like that. But we've seen stuff like this. We've seen stuff that it's not totally clear. Some people think it's CGI. Maybe this is a CGI president. I don't know. That's not where I'm going. I still think that this is like a green screen problem. Anyway, so I include that video so you can see all this stuff. It kind of starts getting really wonky at 20 minutes in. I keep showing this picture because this to me is the most definitive proof. This is Hillary Clinton herself. This is a secretary, and over here, this is what I'm calling double one. This is the really thin woman that showed up immediately after the 9/11 when she's leaving the 9/11 memorial service when she's leaving Chelsea's apartment. And these 2 pictures, I believe, are taken on the same day. Maybe they're taken 2 days apart. But they're very, very close to one another, and you can see that the double one has a big crease that is horizontal in her hand, and it's not here. And Hillary has a crease that's sort of vertical right at her thumb, and there's like a little something here, but it's not this kind of really pronounced crease. There's other stuff that's on here, but this is really like the smoking gun to me. And if you guys can't trust palm prints, I don't know what to tell you. This woman, the double one, is not Hillary Clinton. Okay, so anyways, we're looking at that. So I put out a whole thing about Hillary's body double, so you can go look at some of those. And now she has another double, and double 2 is out there. She was in Greensboro. She was on a plane. She held a press conference on a tarmac. And then these are some of my tells for who is double 2. She has this extremely sharp and linear nose. She has hazel eyes rather than blue eyes, a very young face. She's got a neck crease that's like right in the middle of her throat. If she was a dude, she would have an Adam's apple, and that neck crease would be right below her Adam's apple. So that's where I look for that. There's 3 moles on the right lips of Hillary Clinton. 2 of them are usually visible. Sometimes when the lighting is weird, you don't see all 3, but almost always you can see that, and with this double, you don't. When her eyebrows are raised, there aren't deep wrinkles. When Hillary Clinton herself, the August 2016 version of her, raises her eyebrows at all, at most, I can see like 9 deep wrinkle lines across. At minimum, I can see like 2 or 3. When double 2 does this, I barely see any, and we'll see pictures of that. Double 2 is way slimmer. She has thin cheek creases instead of this deep Joker-esque smile that I keep talking about. She moves like a healthy 50-year-old woman, so like Hillary needs helps upstairs. The double 2 does not. The left front tooth of Hillary is a little bit wonky. It kind of like turns in a little bit, and double number 2 looks like she's had braces her whole life because she's just got really nice looking teeth that just do what they're supposed to, whereas the other Hillary is they're more yellow, and they're not. It looks like she never had braces. She's just got some like turns to some of her front teeth. So anyways, and then most recently, there's been this whole kerfuffle about the fact that double 2 keeps having these weird eye things. There's a scientific name, and I'm not an eye-eologist, so I can't remember it, and I'm not going to care about it. I'm just going to call it a lazy eye. I know it's not actually a lazy eye, but that's like the quick reference for this thing. Anyway, so here's Hillary coming out, and this photo has to look terrible on your screen. It looks terrible on my screen. This is like 1990s resolution that you're seeing out of here. And that's one of the things that keeps showing up. It keeps showing up that when they're putting on 2 different layers, the resolution for whatever reason is going way, way down. And maybe they're doing that on purpose so that you can't see all the features of her face all that clearly. I don't know, but what is a fact is that the resolution on almost any of the stuff that involves double 2 is extremely low resolution material that's come out. In some of the other videos, I can show you that what they have on their cell phones is basically entirely different than what's happening on the screen. These ones look pretty well aligned to me, so I don't have a lot of photos for that to show you that it's off. You do see some weird stuff like this woman, and some of the other women like couldn't care less that The presidential nominee is right there. I mean, they waited an hour for this thing to start. There were like 4 other speakers before Hillary came on. So maybe they're just all wiped out from that, but half this crowd couldn't care less that she's standing right there. So maybe that's something, I don't know. But let's go start looking at some faces. This is Hillary Clinton with her eyes up. It's double-2. When her eyes are up, I don't see any wrinkles, and that's not okay. This is her eye. This is some of that wonky stuff. I didn't take too many pictures of this, but the media was filled today with them. So this is her eye turning inwards when this one is looking straight. So this is what I'm calling her lazy eye, even though it's not technically a lazy eye. The eye color is wrong. These are hazel eyes. It's really hard to see that because the resolution's so terrible, but she's got hazel eyes, not blue eyes like Hillary has. She has like a normal smile here and some normal creases, but Hillary's smile will go out to the middle of her cheek. You don't even see any crow's feet. The crow's feet on Hillary are very strong. So they go out maybe an inch out to here. And sometimes when her smile's big, the wrinkles actually extend from the main one here out to the kind of Joker crease and then all the way up to her crow's feet. So this is a very, very smooth face. This is not what I'd expect to see. In all of this photo, everything that I've seen, I can't see a visible mole. So maybe you see something. I don't. Other people are certainly welcome to look, but I can't find it. And I think those are the main things that I saw in that photo. This is just sort of a side view. I wanted to show you a little bit of the nose. It's a very straight nose, but you can't tell everything here. You can see your teeth as well as you can in any of these, and this is just like a nice, normal, white, very white, toothy smile. Again, the Joker smile ends right here, whereas it's supposed to go all the way to the middle of her cheek. Where's her neck creases? She always has neck creases when she turns her neck, and I don't see any here. That forehead is very, very smooth. Again, just the neck creases. You can see a little neck crease here. This is basically what I expect out of double-2, like a 1 or 2 inch long neck crease, and that's the end of that. The smile doesn't creep up, and this is a very sharp, pointy nose. That's what I expect out of double-2. You can, again, this is like, you can see that her eyes are not blue. It's tough to tell exactly what color they are, but they are not a sharp, piercing blue. This is her nose that's right here. That's what I wanted to show with this photo. This woman's nose is extremely just straight, and then Hillary Clinton's nose has like a little uptick to it at the very end, and that's why I called it like a ski jump at one point. You can't ski jump off of this because you go straight down. So that's something that I look for. She does have more of a neck crease now, which is what I expect some of, but when the real Hillary Clinton, like on Jimmy Fallon, that neck crease will go from this side of her neck all the way up to basically right below her ear. So she has some, and that's what I expect, but it's not all the way there. So this is double-2. You can just see this photo is a little bit better for the eyes. These two people are the same people. You can sort of see it in the teeth on the bottom. You can see it in the general eyes. Actually, you can see that the wonky, this eye isn't tracking. I didn't do that on purpose, but yeah, you can see that here too. So this woman has these kind of like weird eye things. Just look at the nose, look at the distance of the eyes, look at the lack of wrinkles. You can sort of see the outlines of this smile creeping over here. This is what I think of as a very, very characteristic neck crease for double number 2. That's what I'm looking for when I look for her. And this is what Hillary Clinton looks like. These are not the same people. Okay, there's no way. Here's that mole. We are right in her face here, and you don't see a mole. We are like 10 feet away here, and you can still see that mole on this one. And it's not just a resolution thing. This woman doesn't always have the mole present, so it's like her makeup artist doesn't apply it sometimes. You can see the bags under the eyes. These are deep, thick bags. She has them at times. You can kind of see like a little bit of it here, but that's just like the hint of an outline. This is like a duffel bag. Okay, so there's that Joker smile. She's not smiling, but even when she's not smiling, the crease goes to the middle of her face, and you can see that the wrinkles extend up to here, almost to the crow's feet that are up there. Again, that neck crease goes, she's not even like really turning her head, and the whole thing goes basically all the way across her neck. So here she is looking forward, and it's 2 inches. Here she is looking forward, and it's literally all the way across underneath her ear. I'm looking at her hand. One thing that stood out to me, I couldn't catch this in every single picture that I took, But this woman appears to have a mole. This is her left hand, which is the same hand that we have back up here. And there is no mole. There's no mole on that hand. So suddenly she, grew a mole after 9/11 that appeared there and disappears and comes back? I mean, it takes some really weird things to start explaining how that could possibly be. And maybe that's an artifact of the video being such a crappy quality. But there's also this kind of hand crease that is pretty thick, that's right above the thumb, and it goes just to the middle. And maybe it goes further because the resolution dies. I don't know. But this is a pretty thick line. And there's her mole. And then when we look over here at her actual hand, there's like a hint of a crease. But that's, it's more like a thick line like this that's going across. It's not this like barely visible line that's there. And then again, there's no mole. So when I'm looking at a palm print, and albeit a really crappy palm print, because you can't get resolution when 2's involved, I see two things that are indicative that her hands don't match with things that I would trust to match. So that's something else that I'm looking out for. This picture's weird. The main thing that I caught here, I wasn't, in other photos or other sessions, it's been really easy to catch just the totally wonky things that they do with the video. Like the cell phones don't match, they're putting images on them, like it just looks like crap. But here, this is like one of the few things I could catch. You'll notice there is a right angle right here that's cut into her hair. So it looks like somebody's photoshopping some kind of thing right here, and they decided, or it's not like they decided, they're using a square brush and it goes too far up. So somebody might be photo touching these or something. I don't really know, but I'm pretty bad at using paint, and when I'm bad at using paint and a square brush, this is what I do to my pictures. So this is what I'm assuming is sort of happening over there. And again, you get this straight nose, and you see how it just kind of drops off. It's hard to see with this because the resolution's so low, but this is just a very straight nose. Hillary has, the bridge is small like hers. It kind of goes up more than this one does. And then right at the tip, you get like a little jump, and she doesn't have that here. There's like a little bit of an overbite, but this is not Hillary's overbite. And then I haven't really talked about the chin much, but in the other one that I can show you for what she was doing on Jimmy Fallon, this is a really smooth neck. Hillary Clinton, like circa August of 2016, doesn't have that. So I think this thing is weird. This little 90-degree, like, why does it suddenly just overwrite where her hair is? And it's not because her hair goes from here to here, but now there's something over it. Now that's something weird that I caught. Here's her eyebrows all the way up. Hillary Clinton, when she has her eyebrows all the way up, will have about 8 or 9 deep creases across her neck, or not her neck, across her forehead. And you just don't see that here. Her eyes are wide open. That's about the widest that I could see in the video. And I couldn't watch all of this one. I'm just so sick of listening to Hillary. But, one of the things I caught, I don't have, everybody's like, hey, Agro, go use voice recognition software. I don't have voice recognition software, but I do have my ears, and I can just tell you that the real Hillary Clinton has a deeper voice, an older voice, and it just sounds, she has a cackle when she laughs, and this woman doesn't. She's not doing that. So, again, that's another thing. And then in terms of her movement, you got to go like watch the end. Like most of the weird wonky stuff happens at the very beginning and the very end. Because that's when the cell phones are out, and that's when like the crowds seem to be more manipulated. But when she walks down these stairs, and Jimmy Fallon, like he had to like extend a hand and help her up the 1 or 2 steps. Here, this woman is like hopping down the steps as if it doesn't matter. So she somehow went from having difficulty moving to having no difficulty moving, back to having difficulty moving, and then not having that problem. And the pattern I can see is when it's the real Hillary, she has difficulty moving, and when it's this 2, she's like a sprightly 50-year-old woman. So that's the majority of the things that I wanted to show you. I can't stomach watching this thing one more time. So you guys are welcome to go find more things. I'd encourage everybody to look at the very beginning of this video and the very end. But just so you can, I do have to show you just one little piece of this. I want you to see just how bad the footage is. It's very weak. You can't get very much resolution out of any of this. So it all just looks so weird. It all looks so weird. So actually, you know, what do we just see there? I don't know. Her hands are just doing, I don't know. Just parts of that, the way that as soon as it starts moving, it looks like there's compression errors or something that's part of that. Like, that's not, if this is just a normal camera, it shouldn't struggle like that. But as soon as she moves rapidly behind that flag, suddenly, like, your modern day cameras can't catch a presidential candidate's hand moving without looking like blocked pixels. I don't know. There's just weird things. The video is just such a crappy resolution, and there's not a lot I could do to go get better footage than the ones I did. So I said there was a double one, then I said there's a double two. We saw double two for a couple days. Then I saw the real Hillary Clinton back on Jimmy Fallon, and maybe that thing was pre-recorded, but they had jokes about, like, he was putting on a face mask. I mean, maybe that's not the most current, but it felt like it was a current joke, just given how bad her health had been. But maybe that was pre-recorded. I don't know. I'm trying not to come up with theories. I'm just trying to come up with, this is what I see, these are the difficulties that I have, and that's what I got for now. So right now, I'm saying the day after I said that Hillary Clinton was back, this woman it's back to double two. So we'll see what happens at the debates, and there's stuff between now and then, but the real question is going to be who actually shows up to debate Trump.